So, we're about to break down the daily protocol of a 57-year-old natural athlete who performs like he's 10, maybe even 15 years younger. And look, this isn't about some magic pill or just winning the genetic lottery. Not at all. It's a very precise, science-backed blueprint for what we could call elite aging. And we're going to dig into exactly how it all works. What you're seeing here is really a tale of two different paths in life. You've got the average physical decline that comes with age, and then you've got this, an elite health span optimizer. We're talking about maintaining top-tier strength, keeping body fat around 11%, and holding on to decades of high motor unit activation. That's your brain's ability to just fire up your muscles at full power. So it really begs the question, right? How is this huge difference in functional age even possible? Well, to answer that, we've broken this whole protocol down into four core pillars. First, we'll look at building a truly resilient physical engine. Then, we'll dive into how to fuel the body for cellular longevity. After that, we'll cover the nightly system reboot, which is critical for recovery. And finally, we'll wrap up with the philosophy that guides the whole thing: precision over decline. All right, let's jump right into pillar one, building the engine. And this isn't just about, being strong or having good cardio. It's about the incredible synergy you get when you combine the two, creating a foundation that really resists that typical physical decline we associate with getting older. So, the protocol's foundation has this dual focus. On one hand, you've got the strength maintenance protocol. This is all about preserving that lean muscle and neural drive, that powerful signal from your brain. But at the same time, you're working on cardiovascular longevity to build an efficient heart and vascular system. Here's the thing: excelling at one without the other, it just gives you an incomplete and honestly a fragile system. To give you some perspective here, we're talking about a peak leg press of around 1,200 pounds. But honestly, the number itself isn't the point. It's a marker. It's proof of preserving high motor unit activation, the nervous system's ability to recruit the maximum number of muscle fibers for one single powerful push. That's a skill that normally plummets with age, and believe me, maintaining it is a cornerstone of staying functionally young. The weekly structure is super methodical. You've got a classic push-pull leg split, which lets you really focus intensely on those muscle groups, using things like progressive overload and drop sets to maximize muscle growth. But the real key here is day 4, a dedicated cardio and recovery day. And this is not a day off. It's an active recovery session that allows the nervous system and the joints to fully repair, which is absolutely critical if you want to train with this kind of frequency at age 57. Now, endurance is built with intelligence, not just by going hard all the time. 3 times a week, it's zone 2 cardio, using only nasal breathing. This specifically targets the density and efficiency of your mitochondria, the power plants inside your cells. And this is paired with sauna sessions, which create a mild heat stress that triggers the release of something called heat shock proteins. These protect your cells and improve metabolic function. And the result? A VO2 max of 44.4, an absolutely elite score that just proves how incredibly efficient this combined approach really is. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar and see how this all connects. We're shifting our focus from the big picture, the muscles and heart, down to the microscopic world of our cells. This is all about giving the body the precise molecular toolkit it needs for energy, repair, and of course, long-term performance. The entire nutritional foundation is built on one thing: protein. A target of at least 150 to 175 grams a day is totally non-negotiable. Why? Because it's the #1 defense against sarcopenia, which is just that age-related muscle loss we all want to avoid. This high intake provides all the essential building blocks, the amino acids, to fuel muscle protein synthesis, keeping the body in a constant rebuilding state to repair workout damage and hang on to that metabolically active tissue. Now, this isn't just a random list of supplements. Think of it as a specialized molecular toolkit. You've got NAD+ boosters and resveratrol working together to activate sirtuins, our longevity genes that regulate cellular health. Spermidine kicks off autophagy, which is basically your cell's cleanup crew, recycling old, damaged parts. Curcumin targets inflammation, and NAC boosts glutathione, the body's master antioxidant that neutralizes cellular damage. Every single one has a very precise, protective job to do. Even hydration is treated like a performance variable here. The day starts with salt water to support adrenal function right after waking up. Then, throughout the day, electrolytes like potassium and magnesium are added to maintain the exact electrical balance needed for literally every muscle contraction and nerve impulse. And that post-sauna protocol, rehydrating with 150% of the fluid you lost, is so crucial for restoring blood volume and making sure your cells aren't compromised. This brings us to pillar 3, which is every bit as active and important as the others, the nightly system reboot. In this protocol, recovery isn't something that just happens by accident. Oh no, it is meticulously engineered to optimize everything from neural repair to hormonal regulation and physical restoration. The timing of this evening wind down creates a kind of physiological cascade. It starts with tart cherry to knock down inflammation from the day's training. Next, a sleep stack with glycine to help lower core body temperature, plus magnesium and L-theanine to calm the nervous system. And the final trigger, a warm shower followed by entering a cool room. That rapid temperature drop is a powerful biological signal to the brain that it's time for sleep. This protocol also focuses on strict environmental control to support the body's natural circadian rhythm. All that blue light from screens is blocked with red-tinted glasses to allow for natural melatonin production. The room is kept cool and dark, kind of mimicking our ancestral sleeping conditions. And by finishing the last meal nice and early, digestive processes aren't competing with the body's nightly repair cycles. Each step is basically removing a potential roadblock to deep, restorative sleep. So, does all this actually work? Well, the data says a resounding yes. A typical sleep score of 91 out of 100 is just phenomenal. That translates to over 7 hours of actual sleep, with an impressive 26% of that in deep sleep, for physical recovery, and 19% in REM sleep, which is for your cognitive and neural health. This is the direct result of that engineered evening routine we just talked about. And all of this brings us to the final pillar, which is really the philosophy that ties everything together. It's about shifting from passively accepting aging to actively engineering your health span. This is the core belief in using precision to overcome decline. This dashboard really visualizes the whole integrated system, where training, nutrition, and recovery are all tracked and optimized. The goal here isn't just to avoid disease. The stated objective is to maintain elite functional ability well into the 70s and beyond. It's a framework for adding performance, for adding life to your years, not just tacking on more years to your life. Ultimately, this whole protocol is a case study in what's possible when you apply real science and discipline to the process of aging. And listen, you don't have to do everything here, but it does leave us with a really powerful question to think about. Looking at this entire blueprint, what's the one principle? Maybe it's prioritizing protein or a structured wind down or that zone 2 cardio. What's the one thing that could begin to redefine your own aging process?